morning, children. This is your teacher Nafisa Edinwala back with a new session. I hope you all enjoyed your fun week. Now it's little study time, children. So today we are going to do a new poem from your Bal Bharati. Hope you all have the books in front of you. And today we are going to do the poem called The Worm from your Bal Bharati 2.3. You see Mr. Worm? Yes, with hats on, sitting on the flower. Yes, feeding himself. Let's get started with worm. Now this is the real picture of a worm, children. Yes. See, children, this is the real picture which I zoomed for you. You must have seen these worms from the peas when your mummy is bringing and cleaning, जिसको आप मटर बोलते हो. Then in lady's finger, bindi. Then in cauliflowers. And when you cut open the apples, also in the seeds, in between the core, you find these worms. And especially in mangoes also you find worms. So see, just imagine. Close your eyes and imagine. These worms are tiny creatures. God created them with so artistically. And how we are so ruthless, heartless people. We just kill them, right? Without even thinking twice. Got it, children? So now before we start this poem, beautiful poem, we'll do warming up exercise. Yes, children, we have to do little work because your exams are approaching. Very few days are left. And we all have to work together. With me, you have to work together. So just think about it and decide for yourself. Okay, yes, we are going to work hard. We can do it. Shout it very loudly. Yes. So let me sing one few lines for you. Very motivating lines. Motivational. हम होगे कामयाब, हम होगे कामयाब एक दिन, मन में है विश्वास, पूरा है विश्वास, हम होगे कामयाब एक दिन. Yes, children, isn't it? We will do it and we will prepare best for with our exams, right? Now let's get started, children. I'll just twist this slide so that you can read it very easily. Okay, warming up exercise, children. The worm plays a very important role in maintaining ecological balance. They are friends of farmers. Yes, they are friends of farmers. Because in science you must have learned this, that when the worms burrows inside the soil, that means when they try to move inside the soil to make their homes or lay eggs, they loosen the soil, aerates the soil, which is very good for the plant's growth so that water can seep inside the soil. So the answer here is given to you because in a small space we cannot do it. Warming up has very small spaces and we cannot have a discussion. So I'm the only person who's going to speak. And this is really, warming up exercise really helps you so nicely. You get to know so much things beyond the chapter. Worms, especially earthworms, are beneficial to the soil and plants' growth. They convert organic matter into a rich humus or fertilizers. When they give out waste products, when they kill insects in the sand, and when they give out waste products, this waste product is also used as fertilizers, which makes the soil fertile. The burrows created by the earthworm improves the aeration, drainage of the soil so that water can seep inside. Drainage of the soil means water can seep inside. Thus helps the farmer by loosening and aerating the soil. Now children, I've got beautiful pictures for you all. These are certain insects created by God. Just, for a moment, I want you all to close your eyes and just imagine any insect. See how tiny the insects are, and just imagine the craftsmanship of a god. He created such a small insects like ants, caterpillars, dragonfly, earthworm, right? जस्ट इमेजिन कि उसके उस उन लोग को भी स्मॉल हार्ट पंपिंग है, या फिर दे हैव सर्टन थिंग्स, दे ब्रीड विद द स्किन्स, दे हैव प्रोबोसिस माउथ, दे फीड ऑन सी स्मॉल टाइनी क्रीचर्स. हम तो अंदाज़ा भी नहीं लगा सकते कि कहाँ पे होगा वो सब, right? And God created them so artistically. Why? Because He loves them. Like us, He loves these tiny creatures, right? So we must not harm these creatures. Now on the left side from the top, you first is this is a dragonfly. They sting you, huh? If you try to hurt them. You must have heard some dragonflies in gardens when you're walking, you hear zzz near your ears, right? And it's so irritating. But these tiny creatures, if God has created, they are useful in some or the other ways. God has given birth to us on this earth. Even we are given birth to do some good work on the earth. Every person has a purpose to fulfill, and God has sent him to the earth to fulfill that purpose. So you see this dragonfly, second is honeybee, and then ants, red ants, chitia. Below on the left is a caterpillar, earthworm, and spiders. Yes. Now honeybees, what do they do? They collect honey from the, I can say nectar from the flowers. They are hardworking. They work in a team. There are drone, queen bees, workers. They bring nectar, collect it in a honeycomb, which turns into a honey. Now this honey has a medicinal property which is very useful. Ants, what do? They plan their work together, teamwork. Caterpillar, what do? They feed on leaves, and they keep their stages keep on changing. Like from eggs, they turn into pupa. Few days, they turn into caterpillar. Then they turn into, but they develop wings and they fly. They become butterflies. Earthworm, I told you that they are friend of farmers. Cobwebs. Now you must have seen these cobwebs in your house. Spider. हम बोलते कितना गंदा है इसका घर, so इतने सारे जाले, मकड़े के जाले. But you know the spiders, they eat away tiny insects there which you cannot see, keeping your house clean. But that doesn't mean, children, that you will keep the cobwebs in your house. Okay? Now, second question in your warming up exercise. Dragonfly, how they are useful, I've already mentioned, so I'm going to read for you. Dragonflies eat away mosquitoes and other insects, and they help the gardeners. This allows the human to reduce the use of fertilizers. Human means what? अगर अपने gardens है तो उसमें हमें fertilizers डालने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. Spiders like to eat insects like roaches. Roaches मतलब छोटे छोटे cockroaches जो होते हैं ना, घूमते हैं ना, aphid and moths, which helps to keep their population in check. This also helps to reduce the spread of disease and destruction of crops. Ants feed insects that attack the garden. They eat away the insects that which tries to attack the garden. Sometimes when you are sitting in the tree under the garden, in the garden under the tree, you feel somebody is bitten. Oh, mommy, red ants से चीटियाँ काट गई. Because तुमने उसके रास्ते में, you are like a obstacle. So they want you to get away because they are very hardworking, because they want to collect the food for themselves as well as for the other ants. They often pollinate flowers and distribute seeds. Honeybees, I told you what they do. And you know, honey, what we get from these honeybees really has a medicinal value. It cures throat infection, asthma, जिसको सांस की तकलीफ है करते हैं. फिर अगर आपको ज़ख़म हुआ है, वुंड, उस पर लगा दो, इट गेट्स क्योर्ड. And if you, instead of eating or having sugar in your tea and coffee, if you have honey with your tea and coffee instead of sugar, it will strengthen your bones. And especially if this honey is given to old people, because when they grow old, no, they start eating less food. So this is a very good nutrition for these old people. So how honey bee is useful, you can know that. Earthworm, we have already discussed. Yes, let's move further. Now second, what these animals teach you? They are your teachers. Bees teach you what? Teamwork. Bees cooperate with everything they do. Ants teaches us the necessity to plan and look ahead. Spiders do your daily work. Spiders are hard workers. Caterpillars, what do? They are wise. They are ready to accept changes in their life cycle and they change accordingly. And then they fly off. Vermiculture. Now see, what is this man holding in some soil? And there are so many worms inside. That is called vermiculture. That is breeding of worms. Now before planting any plant, he will spread this soil in the farm. So the worms, what will they do? They will do their own work, right? They will burrow, loosen the soil, right? But some children, like I would say, some children in 8th standard are really naughty, right? If they get this worm, what they will do? They will crush it, right? Will you do that? Now after hearing this poetry, you will not do, because you all will start loving the creatures created by God. Got it? Because even this worm live for a very short period of time. So they have a right to live like what we have the right to live, right, children? So don't do that. Now, this poetry, before we start, is written every time. Why should we write written? See, some new word is coming into my mind. We can write down penned, because it's written with pen. Penned, penned, by the poet Thomas Gisborne. He was born on 31st October 1758, that is 18th century. See, very, very old. 300 years before I'm talking about. 300, almost 300. I cannot calculate right now. And he died on 24 March 1846. He was an English priest. He was a very, priest means a very God-fearing person. जो church में होते हैं ना fathers, they are called priest. The poem tells us about the beauty of nature that lies in a small thing. Now this poet has told us through his poem that these beautiful things in nature, whether it is a small, tiny, or a huge animal like lion, tiger, dinosaur, or any unicellular animal, or a bacteria, or whatever you can say. Sometimes these animals are really harmful, but some insects are really useful too. So these animals are created by God, because God is full of love. His heart is full of love. He loves all his creatures. And even though some animals or germs or whatever they are harmful, but they also maintain a food chain, right, for all the animals. Do you all agree? I don't want to go into the depth of the science, children, but you all know about this. So the poet is trying to tell us, even if this animal is small or a big, he tells us a story of a nature. He is seen through the worm's eyes, and he is telling that sometimes हम इतने रूटलेस और हम इतने रूड हो जाते हैं कि हम अपने एवरीडे रूटीन में इतने बिजी हो जाते हैं कि वी स्टैम्प, हम हमेशा भागते रहते हैं लाइफ में, राइट, एंड अननोइंगली और नोइंगली, जानकर या अनजाने में हमारे से बहुत सारे टाइनी क्रीचर्स जो है वो हमारे पैरों के नीचे कुचले जाते हैं, मीन्स वी किल देम. So he is saying that please don't do this. He is requesting us because he says that these animals are created by God. God loves them all. In this poem, the poet brings out the emotion he has. He's a priest and a holy man, God-fearing man. He says that we should take care not to step on them, take away their lives. They may be very tiny, but are God's creation, and no one has a right to take away the life. These creatures get only few days to live, so we should let them enjoy their lives and give them the same freedom that we enjoy. Yes, do you all agree to it? Now let's read the poem, children. The Worm. Turn, turn thy hasty foot aside, nor crush that helpless worm. The frame thy scornful looks dared, required a God to form. The common Lord of all that move, from whom thy being flowed, a portion of his boundless love on that poor worm bestowed. The sun, the moon, the stars he made, to all his creatures free, and spreads over the earth the grassy blade, for worms as well as thee. Let them enjoy the little day, their lowly bliss received. Oh, do not lightly take away the life thou canst not give. Now, here, children, you will see very strange words, right? Thy, though, thee. These words are called archaic words. That means those words were used in Old English. Now we don't use this English, we use modern English. And this poem is a thought provoking. It will make you start thinking. Okay, my God, such a small creature and God loves them. And what we are doing? It is the creature created by God and we are trying to kill them. That is also one thing which we will be reading ahead. And there is a rhyming scheme also, see. First line, aside, deride, a, warm, form, that is BB. So first paragraph you can say A, B. In the second paragraph, C, move, love, float, bestow. C, D. Third paragraph, E, F. Yes. Day and away, G, receive and give, right? Day, away. So, fourth three, we have A, B, first paragraph, C, D, E, F, and E, F, G, H by Thomas Gibson. Now, let's do the first four lines of the para. Turn thy hasty foot aside, nor crush that helpless worm. The frame thy scornful looks dared, required a God to form. Now the explanation is on the right side. What is the poet trying to tell us? Move aside your foot, which is moving very fast. So carelessly. Avoid means do not crush that helpless worm. Don't be scornful. उनसे नफरत मत करो. Scornful means नफरत. And have hatred, the same word it means, for creatures that you cannot give life. ऐसे क्रीचर्स को हेट मत करो, क्योंकि तुम उसको जान नहीं दे सकते. यू कैनॉट गिव लाइफ, and that life is given to them by God. Yes, children, the meanings are below. Haste, hurried, careless, hurried and careless, scornful, filled with hatred, buried, again it is hate. For another second paragraph, the common Lord of all that moves, from whom they are being followed, the portion of his boundless love on that poor worm bestowed. On the right side explanation, the Lord who is God of all creatures, means the Lord means the God. He has created all these animals that have life and move. The same God that gave you life as gift, that same God made a worm too. He's telling the God has given you life. The same God has given life to this worms. This is because God's love is overflowing, means God's heart is full of love for all creatures, whether it is small or big. Meanings, thy, your life bestowed, given as gift. Third paragraph. Now, children, here there is one figure of speech also. The sun, the moon, the stars he made, to all creatures free, and spreads over the earth the grassy blade for worm as well as thee. Now, the first line, it should be that God has, he made sun, moon, the star. But this is a poetry line which is giving a poetic effect. So the words are, the sentence is totally turned, right? God not only made living creatures, he also made the universe, the sun, the moon, the stars, and all heavenly objects. What is the poet trying to tell us? God has created all these animals. Along with, he has also created sun, moon, the stars. And he wants, like us, the way we enjoy the bounties of nature, that is sun, moon, stars, rain. He wants that these animals should also get a chance to enjoy. And the grass that grows, see, when you walk in the garden with that empty feet, you feel so peace of mind and cool. You can feel the coolness of, see, he wants that even this grass is not only for you but for worms also. So let them, the way you are enjoying the nature, let the small tiny creatures also enjoy, right? Because he has created all this not only for you but for even tiny creatures. Grassy blade, that is the leaves of a grass. Sun, the moon, the stars, made in, it's an inversion figure of speech, children. Now the fourth paragraph. So let each creatures, even in the tiny ones, sorry, children, before I should be reading the lines, let them enjoy the little day their lovely bliss received. Oh, don't lightly take away the life thou canst not give them. Exclamatory is given to them. Exclamatory hai. Poetic line is extra. You can say it's an exclamation also. So let each creature, even the tiny ones, enjoy the simple pleasure given to them by Almighty. What is the poet trying to tell them? Let them enjoy these bounties of nature, because God has given. We do not have the right to take away the life which God has given to them, right? By our careless attitude or with what careless action. Life is only given by God, so think before you crush them of any living beings, however small they are. Right? The meanings are there: lowly, simple, humble, bliss is pleasure, joy. Now, from this poem, what do we conclude? That we should respect and protect all the life, right? See the worms under the earth, how it is useful for the plants, right? It makes the soil fertile. All forms of life, however ugly, tiny, huge, intelligent, were lovingly created by God with this purpose. Yes, children? God is created. Now, what is the message we get from this poem? That every creature on the earth is created by God. Every life on the earth has right to live. and all resources, that is sun, moon, water, stars, all the resources, everything is created. Whatever is created by God should be enjoyed not only by you but also by time, and allow them to use that. And they are gifted to us by God. If you cannot give them life, please do not take away. So what is the message we get is let and let live. Now children, the summary I will read for you so that you, it becomes very easy to understand the entire poem. The worm, you can say, instead of writing written, I told you, penned. So it is written by famous poet named Thomas Gisborne. In this poem, the worm plays a very important role. The poet of this poem said us that we usually don't care about the insects. Sometimes knowingly or unknowingly, we kill those tiny creatures, especially when we are in a hurry. We do not care on what we are stepping. Mistakenly, we might kill some insects, for which the poet urged means request us not to stamp those small, neglected, and helpless creatures like worms through our uncontrolled movement. The poet also says that the Lord who created us has also created tiny creatures. Now I'm talking about whom here, children? Worm. The way it is underlined, see. So it is for you to understand. The way our Lord loves us, in the same way He loves His other creature. If we kill those tiny creatures, God will surely get hurt. God will feel very bad. He will be hurt. You are hurting the God's feeling. To show Lord's affection and boundless love towards His creature, He created the sun, the moon, and the stars for their comfort. Not only for us, for these creatures also. Yes? So when we kill these creatures, we do not have right to take away their life, as we cannot give them back their life. These creatures only get few days to live. So we should let them enjoy their lives and should give them freedom so that they can enjoy their lives like the way we are enjoying. Yes, children? Now it's time for workshop. Let's get started with the workshop, children. Now, children, let's get started. Workshop. Question number 1. It is in your textbook. These are archaic words on the left side in which you have to use your which words? Modern words. Now the modern words are for thy you use your, being you use life, bestowed is gift, thee is you, thou is you, canst is can. Now the next question number 2. The first line is apostrophe, means what is a figure of speech apostrophe? We have done that. We are talking, it is always in a poetry we use it, in which the poet is directly addressing to an abstract person, abstract thing which is not there at present. So turn thy hasty foot aside. Are we there, children? No. So the poet is telling us to turn away and move away of our feet. So it is an apostrophe. इसी तरह से he has told us to pick up the lines from the poem. So first one is already there in example. The second one I have done for you. Oh, don't lightly take away the life, though you cannot give them. Now this is think and write in your own words. Answer in your notebooks. Why does the poet appeal to us to protect the life of the worm? The poet appeals us to remember that every creature on this earth is created by God for some purpose. So we must respect every creature, big or small, for each one has its own role to play in this universe. Besides, we have no right to take away the lives which we cannot give them. This is what the poet is trying to tell us, children. Question number 2, that is B. Why do you think God created worms? What is their ecological importance? Every creature on this earth is created by God for some purpose. Worm plays a very important role in maintaining ecological balance. They loosen and aerates the soil and brings up fertile nutrient rich soil. They turn organic garbage into organic fertilizers. Their body provides protein and thus maintaining ecological balance. This is the purpose for which God has created them. Them means whom? The worms. Live and let live is a message, right? Is a famous proverb. Which line from the poet tells us? It tells us the lines which tells you that turn thy hasty foot aside, nor crush that helpless worm. Second is let them enjoy their little day. Third is do not take away the life that thou can't give, cannot give them. Does the poet urge us to protect only worms? Is he telling that we must only protect worms? बस बाकी सबको मार दो? No. Right? What is the general message? Though the poem is about the worm, the general message is that God has created all creatures on the earth, big and small, जो भी है, छोटे बड़े सबको. Every creature has a role to play. All living beings have equal rights over the bounties of earth. No one can take away the life that he or she cannot give. Now, children, fourth and fifth we is omitted. Directly sixth, again it's a paragraph. Paraphrase means every paragraph explanation. So I've already explained. I'm just going to read for you. You have to write in your notebook. See, I've written the message. It's you to be written in the notebook. In the first stanza, the poet says that we don't care about tiny worms. We at times crush them, the tiny helpless worms. So he asked us to be careful. We look at them with scorn and hatred. But the form that is given to them is by God. We hate them. We don't like them, right? But these worms are created by God and God loves them. In the second stanza, the Lord. Actually, hey is cancelled. So just don't write hey. It's a printing mistake. The Lord who created us and this tiny worm has bestowed upon it affection and boundless love. God created the sun, the moon, and the stars. Third paragraph. For all his creatures, he spread the grass over the earth for the comfort of all, and this grass also for the tiny worms to enjoy. Right, children? And now the fourth one, in which there is a message for us. The poet urges us and tells us to allow the worm to enjoy their lives as they have only few days. वो तो बहुत कम दिनों जिएंगे ना, हमारी तरह वो इतनी ज़्यादा साल थोड़ी जिंदा रहते हैं, कुछ दिन. So the poet is telling us do not kill them because as it is God has given them a short life. So let them enjoy the bounties of nature. Do not take away the lives that we cannot give them. Now, this is analysis is what? It's a kind means what have you observed in the poem? First of all, the worm, it's a poetry written by Thomas Gisborne, right? Poem and poet. Second is what is the theme? What is the message that is given to you by this poem? Respect every creature, big or small, because everyone has their own role to play in this universe. And what is the tone? Is it a hilarious, हंसी आती है? No, it is a very serious and thought provoking. Means you start thinking कि हमसे बहुत बड़ी गलती हो रही है. We are trying to kill the small creatures जो बोल भी नहीं सकते अपनी तकलीफ को, right? Stanzas are of 4 lines. Rhyme and rhythm is A, B, A, B, C, D, C, D, E, F, E, F, right, children? Language and imaginary, archaic language, and there is no imagery. Figure of speech is apostrophe and inversion. Now, children, this worm is also one small worm is a book. Are you all a bookworms? The children. Now, a child who studies every day he loves reading, he loves to read many books, school books, extra work also he does. तो हम बोलते हैं ना, ये बुक का कीड़ा है, उसके हाथ से बुक नहीं छूटती है. सो ऐसे बच्चे को हम क्या बोलते हैं? बुक वर्म्स. And these children are very intelligent. So I want you all to become a bookworm. That means I want you all to become not really bookworm, but to become intelligent. Read a lot. I want to you all to read and read and read. Understand the poem. Understand all the lessons. Try to do it. You are sitting in your own homes, right? So next time when I have my test exams, I want all bookworms, all answering very intelligently, right? Okay, thank you children for being patient. Love you all. Have a nice day. See you in the next lecture.